So welcome everybody to this session about one-to-one customer engagement and more specifically about personalization. In most sessions, we talk about not being personal. This is the session where we want to be personal, and more specifically, we want to give you the tools to be very personal and direct and deliver value in each and every one of the interactions you have with your customers. We are in this webinar together with Capgemini. So Pega and Capgemini are conducting this one together. We therefore have a number of experts joining our webinar. So can we move to the next slide, please? So this is sort of a combined forces of Capgemini and Pega, where we have industry experts, we have partner go-to-market specialist, and also one-to-one specialist. And we hope that this will be an engaging webinar. And to get that, we also encourage you to put forward questions in the chat. And we will do our best to respond to these questions. And with that, I will leave the torch over to Cliff from Capgemini.
Great, thanks, Ollie. Good afternoon. So I think this is, Ollie, this is your Pega slide.
Absolutely. Just testing so everybody that the technology was working. So maybe a short introduction. Pega has been around for 37, 38 years. We are really built around the ability to process work and to make smart decision, i.e. to get the right work done and get the right decision at the right point of time. As you see from the credentials here, we are dealing with a lot of the biggest global institutions within financial services, and specifically in the Nordics. We have Swedbank here, for example, Nordea, Skandiabanken, and a few others here in the Nordics, and we are growing. Let's be clear about that. Pega does three basic things. We have what we call our intelligent automation package or go-to-market, where we basically push intelligent work to be done. We have the customer services, that it's all about servicing our customers. And then we have what is on the agenda today, is one-to-one customer engagement. And this is all about real-time and omnichannel AI. So why are we sort of good at this? Well, basically, we have what we call a real-time, decision-making platform. And through this platform, we can make, fantastic decision. And we have over many years now, but more recently, actually in the last sort of 6-7 months, conducted joint business case studies with our customers in different geographies, and it's very clear that the return on investment using some of these products together with an excellent software integrator like Capgemini can realize huge business benefits. So let's go to the next slide, and I believe that possibly is Cliff. Yes, go for it.
Fine, thanks, Ollie. So very pleased to be speaking today. We've got a long-standing relationship with Pega in the Nordics particularly. We've built the practice over the last 5 years to 80+ working in the financial services sector. We also work in the non-financial services sector. Sumita here is our Alliance Manager, and she's organised today, so very pleased to have her here. And I'm going to be handing over later to Sazan, who's our specialist in AI and marketing, to take you through the proposition. I think what we're very excited about, though, is that we've seen a lot of trends in the banking industry for new ways of marketing, new ways of digitization. And the important opportunity is that Pega is the comfortable market leader in creating digital marketing platforms and allowing you to deliver personalized messaging. As such, it's very appropriate today that we do this seminar with Pega, and that we provide a good overview of how you can bring together those capabilities with the technology underpinning strengths of the Pega platform. So if we go to the next slide. So one of the things that struck me as I work across banks all over the world, and there's a big change from thinking about branches, thinking about online presence, where in principle, the online presence has really been a reflection of the branch. You go to the branch, you go to the website. The future of banking, though, is how you take financial services to the customer and present those financial services to the customer in their context. What are they doing right here, right now? But to do that effectively, you need to bring data together to allow personalized messages which are relevant to the individual. These are some of the things that have been learned in other industries such as telco or retail over the last few years, and consumer goods, as to how to provide targeted messaging at the right time, at the right place, on the right subject. So what we're seeing now is a tremendous surge in interest in banking, as banks look to say, I want to engage my customers in different ways, I want to message them in new ways, and I want to engage with them around what they're doing at the moment. Clearly, we have to be careful. Data security is very important, but at the same time, we have to take advantage of the opportunity that presents us. So it's very appropriate now to then give you the opportunity today to look at how you can use the technology, how you can use the data, how you can change your way of thinking to deliver those targeted messages to your customers, to improve your uptake of new services, to improve your customer service satisfaction ratios. And that's the topic today. It's about delivering better customer experience to your customers in the right here, right now form. So on that background, I'm now going to hand over to Otto, who's going to take you through how the technology can enable this transformation.
So thank you, Cliff, for setting up the stage for today's session about hyper-personalization and why it matters. My name is Otto Suvan. I'm a one-to-one specialist working for Pega and the FS industry here in the Nordics. So if we look at hyper-personalization for banks, in the 90s, with pioneers such as SEB and Wells Fargo, banks started to offer internet banking to customers. Over the years, the number of channels increased. With smartphone, the app came. Today, it's not uncommon for a bank to engage with their customers in some 20 different channels. But among those channels, the app really stands out. Nordic banks have around 80% of the customer interactions in the app, and the numbers are growing. But it's not only banks that have evolved. Customers have evolved too. Companies such as Apple and Amazon, they have taught customers what to expect from a great customer experience. A new industry will be an exception. Experts and banks themselves, they all see it. Customer experience is the future of retail banking. And yet it is hard. As many classic industries not born as online services, most banks struggle to deliver personalized experiences. Digital transformation have made banks ever better at providing convenience, but the relationship has gone transactional. So why is that? Well, the reasons are many: technical, organizational complexity, and increasing channels creates more rules than ever, for instance. And all that complexity makes it very hard to be relevant. The tools bank uses to engage with customers are no exception. This somewhat blurry graphic in this format represents over 8,000 unique solutions. They are that are available currently at the market, and all of them can be used to engage with your customers. And that might sound wonderful, but in reality, that's 8,000 solutions too many. That is 8,000 disconnected siloed applications, each with their own brain, their own rules, their own data models, and their own unique way of understanding and interacting with customers. none of these solutions were really built to work together. They were meant to help but businesses to sell products and to customers, big batches and large segments. And they were not designed to be agile and proactive and cater to the needs of the individual customer in the moment that matters. And let me show an example of that, what kind of implications that comes from that. So this slide here is rewinding the tape a little bit, back into the days when bank customers had a personal bank man in the local branch. He or she knew the customer, and digital transformation changed all that. Today, most people have interaction with the bank in their digital assets or the self-serve, and they rarely see a bankman or bankwoman. And without that person in the branch, with that 360 view of the customer that immediately could adapt to the situation, much of the relationship that the bank used to have gone lost. And the customer doesn't really feel that the bank knows them anymore. When people don't meet with a person self-serve instead, in different channels and like they did, not like they did 25 years ago. There's no person really that can handle all that complex information. When the interactions are digital, the personal bank man also needs to be a digital version. And he can't have multiple brains with the different views of the context that the customer is in. That will become really messy. So banks need one brain or decisioning authority that brings it all together and proactively serves the next best action to put in front of the customer, regardless of the channel. Only that way it would be possible to reconquer the personal meeting in a new digital arena. New competitors with digital customer experience in the DNA, they know this, but this is also an approach that bank can take. For banks that redefine how they engage with the customers and move from pushing products to segments to truly engage with them on a one-to-one level, for them the reward will be massive. About a year ago, Peer commissioned Forrester to do a total economic impact study of our central decision brain, customer decision hub customers. This is a very extensive study of several of our clients, but to summarize it, Forrester sees financial benefits with an increase of $43 per customer incremental revenue. That is a big number, and there is a good reason for why uncapped opportunities in retail banking draw the attention of competition from companies that really know customer experience. And with this, it leads me over to Ed, that will elaborate further on that. So thank you, and over to you, Ed.
Great, thank you very much, Otto. I just grab control. If I can, yeah, great. So yeah, there are a lot of companies focusing on customer experience, and I've met quite a lot of them around Europe, and their business model is stealing customers from traditional retail banks. But one thing that they all say and acknowledge is they wish they had as much customer data as traditional banks do, because the use cases for personalizing experience, increasing share of wallet are huge. So they are, they are envious. I mean, they're moving quick, as we know. They're looking at, the European Union digital wallet gets announced, and one company I know has got a team already, working on, okay, how are we going to monetize this? How are we going to sort of own the wallet? How can we include this as part of our application? So, but who really owns a digital wallet? We know, right? It's Apple, you know, and this is an example of an organization that is starting to move into financial services. Yeah, I mean, they got 6 million credit card customers with zero marketing. You can't even get this service in most places in the world, but they are going to have, you know, 1 billion devices, right? 1 billion people that like Apple, they like the brand, they like the experience, and banking in this case becomes sort of aspirational, right? I want to get this titanium card. I want to get that experience that Apple give me in multiple different devices, and I don't really care as much about what the costs are or what the interest rates are. I just want a great experience, yeah? And a lot of our customers are getting ready for this big tech moving into retail banking. You know, when Amazon launches Prime Bank and they say, we're going to give 3% cash back in year one on anyone that uses their Prime Bank card to buy things on Amazon, they could have 100 million customers by the end of the year, right? So big changes are coming. Fintech and neo banks is just the start. So a lot of our customers are saying, how do we personalize, right? What is personalization? So Pega working with Capgemini, you know, like their thinking, right? Like their research, right? That they're coming out with understanding. Well, one of the consultancies that's understanding that segmentation of customers, this technique from the 80s catalog industry, is not suitable for today, especially in digital channels. And hyper-personalization is now possible because there's more data available, computer processing is cheaper and faster. Yeah. So let's, you know, we could call this different things. We could call it next best action, next best offer, or next best experience. I picked this up from Capgemini and I thought it was really useful. There's different things that you can do in personalization. Most retail banks, they start with grow. Yeah, because when you're building a business case and you go and you say, okay, we've got 3 million customers, we want to sell them more intelligently at the right time, it's easier to get funds because you know you're going to have 100 million plus euros of additional lifetime value off that. But it's also getting people to use products, making sure people don't churn, make sure they understand the value and the features. And I'm going to use NatWest RBS, right? So Royal Bank of Scotland and NatWest merged. They both use Pega decisioning for personalization. And I want to show you some examples. So, I mean, this was a bank that went bankrupt during the financial crisis. And they basically said, okay, now it's stabilized. We need to focus on profit, right? So we want to grow the revenue from our existing customers. We're not going to go and spend lots of money winning new customers. We want to grow these loyal customers, and we want to make sure they don't churn. Yeah, especially in the mortgage space. We want to make sure that we retain them, we proactively service them, etc. And this is sort of what you'd experience. So this is me, as you can see, going in to check my bank with Royal Bank of Scotland. It's not my day-to-day bank account, so I have zero money. They lose money on me, yeah, because banking's free and I don't have any money there. The did you know box, yeah, that is one of the places where they will put a next best action, yeah. And the next best action in this case is just confirming my contact details. They haven't seen me for a long time. I've recently come back. That is what, decision was made. Now what I do, I go and look for a mortgage. I'm logged in, right? I'm in the internet or net banking. I'm going through an application process for a mortgage in principle. And at the end of this, they offered to lend me £250,000. That's about 280,000 euros. I then switch the context. Now I'm looking to open a savings plan. I'm still logged in, yeah? And within that session, right, what has happened? I'm a sort of random broke guy who now, the context in this session, within minutes of me coming in, is I'm looking to remortgage, and they've offered me a remortgage in principle, and I'm considering saving, yeah? That's the context now. So what they've done is they use that context within this logged in net banking session to personalize. So in this scenario, it's sales focused, yeah? So they are in the Did You Know box talking about savings now, yeah? Within milliseconds, yeah? Not tomorrow, not next week, right now in this session. What they're also doing is re-engaging me in the mortgage application. So Royal Bank of Scotland have said publicly that they've had big increases in mortgage conversion, because probably if you look at your business and you say, how many people use the mortgage calculator? How many people start an application? How many people finish an application? How many people actually get approved? It's a very small number usually. So if you can increase that by a percentage, it's massive financial benefits. So in this case, what's happened, the decision engine has said, okay, there's lots of things we could do for Ed, but one of the things we're going to do, because remortgaging is so profitable, has a lifetime value of about 4,000 euros, is we're going to do that, yeah, as a focus. So then what happens is, when we progress, I go into the app. Okay, now the app, you know, as a channel, people may engage differently with the app, and it also depends what straight through processing is available for actually buying products, yeah. But in this case, what Royal Bank of Scotland have done is they've combined savings and home, and they've gamified, yeah. So the decision engine saying, okay, there's 100 things we could do for Ed, you know, and these are the top 2. Oh, we've got some content here, we can combine it, we can enter him into a competition. That is what works best for conversion, right, in this channel, based on what we've done with thousands of other people that have done the same behavior as Ed in the same channels as Ed, yeah? So it's personalized, it's relevant to me. Now, it's a balancing act, of course, between sales and customer experience, yeah? So it doesn't have to be all selling, especially in channels like the mobile app, right? Where some of your customers may use the app 365 days a year. They don't need a credit card offer all the time, yeah? They may need nothing. They may want a education, something to reduce cost, etc. So let's have a look at Commonwealth Bank of Australia. So it's the furthest bank that we could find from the Nordics. And what they will do is if somebody comes into the mobile app and that analytics is saying, look, this person has got a really high chance of buying this type of credit card now, then they will get the credit card offer. But let's say, for example, what they did during coronavirus is if we say, hey, Wilson looks like he needs support, right? Maybe he's not getting a salary anymore, something's happened because of coronavirus situations, it will recommend him that. And what they did, they put together a sort of guide. So they would use the analytics to say, hey, Wilson, you can get this benefit from the government, you can get that concession from the government, and add value, right, to their customers. It's not just about selling. As a result, Commonwealth Bank of Australia had a lot of benefits, right? Loyalty, brand, net promoter score increased. Less of their customers got into financial trouble as a result. They managed to roll this out in 2 days, right? Lockdown hit, they said, right, let's do something. Why could they do that so quickly? Well, they'd already built the framework because of the bushfires. You know, in Australia, there was outback, a lot of fires, very sad, a lot of animals dying. So they already had put something in place to help their customers in that situation. And it's pretty useful. I mean, it's been used in different banks in coronavirus. I'm going to focus on the app because usually when we talk to people, there's more knowledge required, and the different types of messages that you can do in mobile banking apps. Okay, so the example here is what we call a banner. Yeah, and what it's doing, it's not really marketing, it's a nudge. Yeah, it's telling someone that they have a mortgage deal that ends, and they want to re-engage with that customer, right? They want to chat, they want to get a longer term, etc. Now we find that this sort of native banners, they're quite effective. You can use them a lot because they don't interrupt what people are probably in the app to do, right? Just check. In my case here, I've got £50 in 2 accounts, etc. It doesn't interrupt it, so you can do it a lot. Another one could be the inbox. So it works, but it has a very, it has a low response rate because people have to go and look, right? They have to go and find those messages in the inbox. You can do a sort of in-app alert to highlight that there's a message there, but not as effective. But it's fine for experience. So if you've got people who are concerned about personalizing the app. The opposite, right, is the in-app full message. It interrupts you using the app. So it has to be something really important, yeah? And the example here is, NHS staff, that's a health service in the UK, can get VIP access into the call center because of COVID, right? And they need to be looked after. So this is for really important messages. If you do it too many times, obviously it becomes annoying. Another example is the sort of in-app nudge, but sort of mini, right? And you'll be familiar using this probably in different types of apps outside of banking. This example here is, when you got data and said, okay, here's a list of people that call the call center to do money transfers, and let's see which of them have got the app. Okay, so these people may qualify for education, that they could do the transfer in the app. They don't need to call the call center. Better experience for the app user because it's faster, easier, not waiting on the telephone, and cheaper for the bank, yeah, because this customer's not calling the call center. And this is sort of medium intrusiveness and a medium response rates, right? People can still go and do what they want to do in the bank without engaging with that if they want to. Push. Push is risky. In retail banking, if you're going to send a push message, you better be sure that it's right, because if you start sending messages that are irrelevant, people may turn off notifications, and then some of those transactional type push messages won't be available, and that's a bad thing. So we usually find that push is good for retail banks that have another app, right? If you have an investment app, for example, and some of the best practice we've seen from neobanks is this: send people an alert when an investment changes, right? A stock they hold goes up or goes down, right? Send them a push message. That's valuable. In retail banks, yeah, it's for very sort of special things, maybe around application needs to be completed, something like that. So I hope that gives you a quick overview of some example. Royal Bank of Scotland, I think, is a very good example how they got back to profitability. One of the ways they did that was using personalization to increase share of wallet. So let's learn a bit more about the hyper-personalization solutions that Capgemini and Pega can offer together.
Thank you, Ed. Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Sausan Wusai. I'm an engagement director and artificial intelligence offer responsible within financial services in Capgemini. This hyper-personalization that we construct together with Pega we conducted, as usual, because we are partners, as Cliff introduced it, and we integrate this solution, we leverage it, and we accelerate this PEGA. In order to introduce you this subject, I want to share with you a video that we construct, and you will see what is hyper-personalization by both PEGA and Capgemini. I hope that you will enjoy it. Could you please launch the video?
Today, it's raining. Mark, who is an operational marketing manager, looks up at the rain. All those drops on the glass give him ideas for the action plan he has to draw up. Mark remembers his grandfather's words. Every drop of rain turns into a bubble, and champagne bubbles are a unique experience. For his action plan, Mark is convinced that a customer-centric approach is needed. Being able to propose a relevant, tailor-made offer at the right time, that would be a game changer for sales and customer loyalty. In fact, Mark, without knowing it, is naturally moving towards hyper-personalization. Exploiting his customer data in real time, anticipating needs and reacting at the right time by proposing a personalized offer, all this would be a ray of sunshine for Mark. That's why he decided to opt for the joint solution from Capgemini and PEGA. Based on PEGA's Customer Decision Hub Artificial Intelligence module and Capgemini's integrated predictive artificial intelligence technologies, this solution provides a unique customer experience by providing the right services and offers at the right time. And by anticipating customer needs, Mark increases customer satisfaction and loyalty. And that's important. For Mark's teams, no more mass campaigns and uncertain ROIs. AI-driven automation saves time, improves customer knowledge, and increases sales. This is a real turning point for Mark. Loyal customers, increased results, and happy teams.
Okay, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Now we construct this hyper-personalization first in marketing point of view, but we can construct it for all fields outside marketing. And our study and what we notice after our study, that the marketers, they are focused on products that they want to sell, and they maximize volumes without taking into account the current need of customer. When they made a lot of segmentations, these segmentations, they couldn't be used in all campaigns. For example, for each campaign there is a specific segmentation. Then the ROI decrease. And with our approach, we invite you to stop this segmentation. Why? Because it's a description of the past with no predictive time, too many segments, too many campaigns, too much effort, and really not a ROI that we expected. With the new approach, we propose you a new era for the segment of one. Each client is one segment. Why? Because this client, he has a specific need. He is unique. He wants to feel unique, as Ed introduced for example, in experimentation with Apple. When you have a watch, etc., you feel unique because everything is fit your needs in the right time, at the right moment. This is the predictive marketing, which is a combination of a human-driven strategy and a machine-orchestrated automated execution. That is what we call hyper-personalization. What we want to do, we want to build loyalty of clients. As we have a lot of data about clients, of course, we respect all GDPR, all ethics in handling data. But as we know this client deeply, we know if he is in moment of life, for example, to finish his study or a new job or to purchase a new car, etc. These all moments, specific moments of life. In this specific moment of life, clients, they have specific needs. They have sometimes specific risks to cover. They have some projects and they need perhaps some mortgages or others in order to finance these projects. And for each part of this customer experience or a customer journey, we propose something different. We propose at each level of this stage of this customer experience, we propose some actions, some offers, some perhaps advices, etc. That is the relevance of hyper-personalization. We are near to the client and his needs. How we do it? What is this solution? As introduced, the PEGA is a center decision. It's a center decision making authority. We have a brain to make these decisions for all applications or all channels. You know, all clients now, they have a lot of systems or applications to launch a campaign, for example, or to decide something, and they have a silos of between all these applications. What we propose here is to have one brain where the decision will be made. And this brain, he receives data from all information system. It could be the CRM. PEGA won't replace the CRM. It could be Salesforce or others, and won't replace Adobe, for example. It will be completely at the completion of all these systems. It receives data from this system, but when making decision, the decision results could also feed all these systems. And this decision, what is really the strength, is made in real time. How we can do this in real time? Perhaps some data is not real time, others are not, other source of information, they are not real time, but all decisions and actions and analysis, they are made by the brain, by the PEGA in real time. And this next best action or decision is available everywhere, in omni device and every time. In order to illustrate what is this decision based on, what is behind the scene, how we can make it. This powerful making decisions authority, which is PEGA, it's two parts. For the first one is deterministic business rules, which is an engine, and the decision making. And the other part, you have probabilistic models, AI models, that we can integrate in different ways. Some AI models we can learn and make it within PEGA. Some others we can import it from external systems, and some others we can only plug to some Google platform or others, and PEGA gather the results and integrate it in the system decision. This is the powerful of this engine. And what we do in Capgemini, we integrated in our client system information. We look for all available data to make it easier to PEGA together this data. We are not obliged to have all data in PEGA itself. It could be external. And this, the decision making, which is finally the next best action, there is normally a loop here that feed also the original data. And we obtain with our models correlations of over 80% between predictions and conversions, which is a good rate. But how we can obtain it, how we can manage to obtain it. The important thing is to have available data, cleaned, and all the time available to have these predictions. And of all, what we obtain? We obtain satisfaction of clients. We obtain, with this predictive system, loyalty of clients. We can propose additional services to clients, and we can propose other sales with upsell, cross-sell, etc. We make a balance between what we want to sell and what client needs. For our projects within HSBC, the need of the bank is to really have the CRM messaging with a consistent multi-channel approach. That's a one consistent decision and multi-channel approach. And they want to propose the real-time contextualized and personalized offers based on digital interactions of the customer. And it's based on innovative solutions like Pega Decision App to manage next best action and to propose it for all channels. Here it's a good example when Pega is used like a brain, a central making decision, and all other applications like Adobe Campaign, etc. They are used like executive for this decision. In order to push an SMS, an email, or a message in a banner, all the ecosystem or applications within the bank are used. Pega doesn't replace all the system. It's complete, and it's make decision for all and consistent one. What are results and KPI here? 30 million next best action evaluated in real time, and 200 billion decisions per day, and 40% increase and 30% increase in annual income, which is huge. And now let's go to the demo. It's time for demo. As we cannot, for confidential reasons, we can't share our clients' projects. We construct this project in our internal POC in Capgemini, and we choose some persona for our demo. We have Joseph, who is in a move-out project. We have also Jerry Kelly, who is expecting a child. We have also Eddie Mendez in a move-out moment of life, and Michelle Anderson in a purchase, who wants to purchase a property. And the last one, Sabrina Johnson, who wants only saving, not other projects. First of all, I want to share with you how it could be easier and business friendly, this customer decision app. And I want to share with you the designer, how we can design these decisions. The first step here, you will find the taxonomy, and here we can put all groups. It could be sales, information, or retention. In others, we can specify all constraints in order to not overexposure the clients to these offers. Okay, and I haven't control in my desk. Okay, just technical issue here. Yeah, I come back to the first one. Okay, and I pursued. in order to show you how we manage the multi-channel here decisions as introduced before. Yeah, in this part, in arbitration, we use the II. We use what we call the propensity, which is the likelihood that the client accepts the offer. And for the other or the last tab, we can choose which channel we want to have. It could be call center, email, SMS, etc. You will notice here we have all channels that we can activate. And now we construct a website, which is not a real website, but we have it in our POC. And you recognize all our personnel, but they are not in the same moment of life. If we are connected, or Joseph, the first, our first persona connected in this website, you will notice that the system calculates the best decision for him, which could based on business levels or client need, or this results with this percentage to higher percentage. You will notice that there is a lot of offers. But in real life, what Joseph will receive is only one of these. The one who has the maximum percentage propensity. That is the result of decision. If another persona connected, he will have other offers because the system calculates on real time this decision. Okay, I will stop just a second to show you that if the client interacts with this offer, accepts it or refuses it, the system will calculate in real time what is the next best action, the next best decision for this client, and also the next client who will be connected. As shown before, okay, as shown before, this action is a result of mix between AI model and business requirements and conditions. In this part of the demo, we want to share with you all these actions or offers or decisions that we can put in Pega in order to make the right decision in the right time by the right channel for each client who will be in touch with our bank. It could be by email, by SMS, by website, etc. And here in this view, you will see all the actions and what is the state of these actions. For example, for family insurance that we launched it recently, you will see that all this treatment, all predictors that the system use, they are specific to this action. All these, they are predictors. And if we move to another actions, I want to show you in real time that we won't have the same predictors. For each actions, the system is very intelligent and smart to choose the right predictors, because here it's a question of predict the moment of life and predict the need of the clients and calculate it. It's a probabilistic matter that we handle by using artificial intelligence model. And here you notice that we use some clients' data, but we can use some other parameters calculated by AI model itself. What we do in Capgemini to leverage Pega, we add our own external AI artificial intelligence model in order to predict this moment of life. We use also the adaptative model, which is mean that the artificial intelligence within Pega, who can learn from the reaction from clients. They can refuse, they can accept, and all these interactions, they come information, they come data, and they are fed in historical data in order to enhance the next decision. And there is another view which is used by the business but also by the data scientists in order to see what is the state of our models. Are the performance okay? Are they high? Are predictors all active or there is some inactive? Is there any decrease or increase of performance? What happened? Has the system changed predictor and why? Which is the action that is the more accepted by the clients? What is the action, for example, who use all our predictive based on artificial intelligence? Here you will see all information data about the clients, but you can also see that we use parameters depending on results of AI external model. Here we are focused on two moments of life, move out and birth, for our POC. And these parameters are used as predictors by the system in the same way that we use the information data about the clients. Let's move please to a call center view in Pega. As we can push this next best action to websites, as I just show you, we can push it also to the call center and the agents when they accept the call, for example, from a client. And here you will see, okay. Yeah, for this is the view for the agent. He will accept a demanded call. And you will notice in his screen, the best action for this client is life insurance. And he can propose it to his clients. And in this moment, the decision is made, and the system will learn from this decision again. And we notice in all demands, for example, information in database, but it will be updated, and we add that he accepts this offer in this time by call center, by interacting with the agents, for example. And for just to highlight and to show you how we can detect the sentiment analysis by AI, as we are not connected to CTI, we have a button here to simulate this calculation, how we can detect the sentiments of this client. He told us in the fund, but I'm not happy. I accept this offer, but I'm not happy. What's happened now? If this happened, you will notice that the system calculates in real time and will propose not a sales, not an offer, but a program retention in order to propose other things to the clients, not only to sell. Perhaps in this program, loyalty program retention, it could be a gift, it could be a travel agency services or others, in order to retain this client and to bring his satisfaction. And here we construct a sentiment curve for this client. It shows you how he is lunatic. He changed his mind. It's only for tests. Okay, now it's the end of the demo. I hand over to my colleague Sumita. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to my speakers, Sosan, Ed, and Otto, for a very, very insightful session with real-life examples, showcasing concrete benefits. So hello everyone, once again a short introduction. My name is Shumita and I lead the partnerships for Capgemini Financial Services. And we are of course very close partners with Pega, working today on sharing this offering to our market. To my audience, thank you so much for being with us. We have a couple of questions and I'd just like to take that. The first question we have received from the audience is, what is real time to us, right, in the banking sector? So can I ask my speakers to take this question up? Who would like to take this?
I can take that, Smita. Otto Suvan here. So when we say real time, as a technical point of view, that's below 200 milliseconds. But if you look at out in an empathetic way, it's in the moment they engage with you. So maybe you could say that's two answers for it, and it's absolutely necessary to build a relationship, to have that real time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Otto. That was really clear. I have received one more question on the chat, and that question is, which channels do banks usually start with when they start their hyper-personalization journey? Open to my speakers.
Yeah, I can take that one, thanks. I mean, during this COVID period, it's almost always been the mobile banking app for a few reasons, mainly being that's where the majority of the customer interactions are. It's not the easiest channel, you know, net banking is easier. But during this and before, we've had people doing, you know, lead generation, lead scoring, branch, call center, etc. But in the last 18 months, the mobile banking app, definitely.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ed. That was super clear. And once again to the audience, thank you so much for being with us and for sharing your questions and your feedback. I'd like to hand over to my colleague, Roger from Pega, to conclude today's session. Over to you, Roger.
Thank you, Sumita. Hello, everyone. My name is Roger Ståhl, and I work at Pega Systems. We're supporting our partners in financial services in the Nordic region. And I just want to close by, of course, thanking our audience for attending this webinar, and also the speakers for educating us about the new world of hyper-personalization in financial services. And in the next days, you will receive an email with a link to the presentation and also the replay of the session. And if you want to get in touch with us for further discussions, there will also be contact details, and you can reach out to us at the email address that you can see on the slide. So again, thank you everyone, and have a great summer and a great midsummer holiday. Thank you very much.